Good morning, it's Wednesday the 3rd of March, and this morning I'm presenting WTI crude oil and Brent oil technical analysis rundown. Now, as usual, we'll start with WTI crude oil, and I'll start with the weekly chart to give an overview of what we're looking at on the long-term chart, and then we'll drill down to the short-term time frames to try and pick out some levels to watch over the coming hours, days, and the rest of the week. So this is a downward trending resistance line we can see here on the weekly chart, where prices have moved from the $148.62 high and made a move all the way down to $36. And we've retested this trend line on this is the 5th occasion, and we can sort of like drill down a little bit closer to show that we've actually we are retesting it at this week, last week, and the week before. So this week's reaction has been a little bit negative. We'll switch across to the daily charts to give more color on that. And we formed what's known in technical analysis as a evening doji star formation. This is when the market rallies to a new high. This is followed by a day of indecision, which is a doji, where prices have opened and closed at the same level and have formed a new high, new low. And then the confirmation of this is a bearish day the following day, which has been seen here. So this is a negative formation, and this has led to further lower price action. Now, the prices I really want to watch in WTI crude oil is this swing low here. This comes in at 58.57. We're currently trading 59.80. Now, this retracement has been a little bit down to the strength of the US dollar, and apart from that, there's little going on in the way of the fundamental side of things. Obviously, with the recent cold snap in Texas, we saw prices surge higher, but then also the demand dropped off, which has led to a reversal in this price action. If we drill down to the 4-hour chart, the interesting thing for me is the break below the Ichimoku cloud. Now, we do look to be potentially forming a head and shoulders formation. Now, these are classic patterns that I look out for all the time, where we get a rally up, we have a left shoulder formed, and then we have a further push higher, which forms the head, and then we see the end of the move. And this potentially could already be signaling a potential break of the neckline. Now, we have to get a decent close below this neckline to form the head and shoulders formation, so we're not far away from it. This potentially could lead to a measured move, and we work out what the measured move is by drawing the move from the high, and then so potentially down to $55 in crude oil. Now, overall, I still remain positive on crude oil. Still think there's a little bit more to play on the upside, but obviously this sell-off has to be considered, and this would just mean it's had a moderate correction, not a change in trend. The trend is still higher. Now let's look at the Brent crude oil and see similar price action. Obviously, this trades at a premium to WTI crude oil, and the levels we're watching here, the ABCD has been met, but the trend line on the weekly chart in Brent crude oil is still a way to go before we challenge it. We've got levels around $70 to overcome before we even get here. This is $80 comes in. So still good potential on the upside for Brent. But as you can see, we've had a very, very similar price action on the daily chart. Again, this evening doji star formation. The doji wasn't quite a doji, it was a bearish candle, not quite a doji, but same pattern played out. So the level really to watch in here, the next level of support coming at 61.41, currently trading 62.66. Again, on the 4-hour chart, drill down, we're seeing a similar sort of pattern that I've mentioned. This is the reverse head and shoulder, the head and shoulders formation. Let me just get the right diagram. This is the head and shoulders formation. actually this is a bit cleaner. This shows the neckline completely broken, and if we extend the move down, it's targeting a move, funny enough, to 61.43.54 level. So that for me is within easy reach and could be achieved today. I hope you've enjoyed the analysis, and I look forward to presenting more next week. Thanks for joining me.